You're welcome to Frank Teaches DevOps. Okay, in this series, I am going to discuss about the career paths DevOps. I've had a lot of candidates reaching out to me, both friends and friends I don't know, reaching out to me saying that how do they start DevOps? All right. How can they start DevOps? How can they become DevOps engineer? And I've seen the reason, all right, because the questions are now too many. So I've seen the reason why I should do a video, a presentation on the career path, the DevOps career path. Okay, so I'm going to elaborate what you need to know to becoming a DevOps engineer and what you don't need to know as well. Okay. And I'll be using Lucid app for my illustration. For my illustration. Okay. Let's tag this DevOps career path, or I might likely call it how to become a DevOps engineer. Or I might likely target what technology know to become a DevOps engineer. Okay, this is how I want to target. Great. Let me bold it. All right. Okay. DevOps career path, how to become a DevOps engineer. What technology do I need to know to become a DevOps engineer? Okay. Now, the word DevOps, before I go into the word DevOps, right? So, DevOps has two distinct parts. I need to do the same thing. Okay. Okay. DevOps has two distinct parts. DevOps as a developer and DevOps as operations engineer or sysadmin or an infrastructure engineer. Okay. So this is the two routes of becoming a DevOps engineer. Okay, then we have a route of, but very rare, the route of that has both skill sets. Okay, both skill sets. I would say a developer, a developer, and um sys sysadmin. All right, I will explain. Um, DevOps is is a terminology. All right, it's just a nomenclature, um, bringing two separate domains together: development, ops, operations. All right. So you as let me use this tool. Okay. All right. Let's say this is you are the engineer. All right. You are the engineer, and as the engineer, and as the engineer, okay, and as the engineer, you you collect source code from the dev team, right? You integrate the source code into your environment, either of the environments, with the knowledge of infrastructure. Okay, so you are the engineer, you are in between. So now you're bringing dev, this is dev, right? And you are bringing ops, ops. So dev is the development side um of of your application, while ops is the infrastructure side. All right, so the development side has to do with coding, source codes. All right, source codes, software engineering, software development. That's development side. Then the operation side has to do with infrastructure. Okay, so I still have this, should be redirected. Okay, then we have ops. Great. Okay, so you can see now, by combining the skill sets of a developer and then that of an infrastructure engineer, it turns out to be you being called a DevOps engineer. Okay, so the skill sets you get from these two makes you a DevOps engineer. All right. So with these illustrations, let's quickly look on Google and see what Wikipedia, um, DevOps, Wikipedia. All right. What's Wikipedia said about a DevOps engineer? So quickly, it's a set of practices that combine software development, which is dev, and IT operations, which is ops. A set of practices that combines software development and IT operations. It aims to shorten the system development lifecycle and provide continuous delivery with high software quality. So DevOps is complementary with agile software development. Several DevOps aspects came from agile methodology. Okay? All right. So let's go back to our whiteboard. So now you can see it brings two different aspects, all right, of IT computing into play to becoming what? DevOps. The dev coming from the software development aspect, while the ops coming from the IT operations or infrastructure or system admin point of view. Okay. All right. So now this now brings us to what are the tool sets. Okay. You want to become a DevOps engineer. All right. But you don't know where to start from. You don't know what to learn. Okay. Now, we've done the definition what DevOps is, and I've not touched this part. All right. I've touched the developer parts. I've touched the operations part. Then there's a third part. Um, there are some candidates, all right, some engineers that have background in both environments. Okay, they have background as a software developer. They also have background as a system admin or operations engineer. So those can fall between developer and system admin. So those are the third set of people, all right, into DevOps. Okay. Now let's look at DevOps tools. There are n number of DevOps tools. Okay, there are n number of DevOps tools. However, there are n number of DevOps tools. However, I am going to talk on the most common DevOps tools. Okay, and and where and how to start off. Okay, like I said, there are n number of DevOps tools. Many of them, many of them. Okay, all right, n number of them. All right, so let's start listing them according to um their, would I say, priority? Yeah, the first thing you need to learn in DevOps tools, number one, um, number one, let me say platform, operating system platform, OS, operating system, sorry, operating system platform. Yeah, the first thing you need to learn as DevOps engineer is Linux. You need to be up to system admin level, not an expert level, because expert level will come as you work on the job. All right, but up to system admin level, all right, you need to know Linux. You need to understand Linux operating system to the latter. Why? Because everything runs on Linux. And the organizations prefer more on the Linux side, more on the Linux side of things. Okay? Two, sorry. So two is version control system. All right. You need to learn some version control technologies. All right. So version control is about is about versioning, revision, code revision, versioning, versioning. All right. So let's see what Wikipedia says about version control. So if you say version control, Wikipedia, let's see. So version control, Wikipedia says in software engineering, version control, also known as revision control, source control, or source code management, is a class of systems responsible for managing changes to computer programs. All right, documents, large websites, or other collections of information. So version control is a component of software configuration management, which is SCM. All right, so let's go back. So VC is about revisioning. I would say revisioning, as we see on Wikipedia. Now, there are tools for version control. We have, sorry, tools for version control. We have Git, GitHub. But let me start with the least. Um, SVN. SVN is there. We have SVN, we have Git, we have GitHub, we have GitLab, we have Bitbucket. Um, we have okay, okay, yes. So far, but there are lots of version control system in the market. All right, great. So the most common is most common is Git, GitHub, GitLab, GitLab, and Bitbucket. Okay, that's for version control. That's for version control. So let's quickly look into the next category of things you need to learn. Sorry, my board is now becoming messy. My board is now becoming messy. Okay, I need a fresh board. I need a fresh board. Sorry. Okay, great, great. This is it. Okay, great. All right. So the next in that category is the continuous continuous integration and continuous delivery. Okay, and at present we have what we call continuous deployment. Okay, we have what is called continuous deployment. Okay, so a CICD, in short, CI/CD, all right, is all about automating your workload to your environment. So CI/CD is about automating your workload to to your environment. Your environment. The environment could be a dev environment, a staging environment, or a production environment. Okay, so these are what your environment could look like. Okay, all right. So now let's look at the tools for CI CICD. Okay, so we have Jenkins one. We have Circle CI. Okay, we have Git GitHub Actions. We also have GitLab Actions. Okay, we have there are lots, a lot. We have Argo CD for continuous delivery, okay, etc., etc. And all of these I've mentioned, they are Bamboo CD. Is it Bamboo CI? We have Bamboo. Is it Bamboo CI or Bamboo CD? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Bamboo CI. Is it Bamboo? Yes. Bamboo, the continuous integration server. That's yes, we have Bamboo CI. That's correct. Bamboo CI. And yes, and etc. etc. Okay. But the very most common is Jenkins. Okay. Jenkins is common. GitHub Actions is becoming common now these days. GitLab Action as well. Argo CD is there for your continuous delivery. And yeah, okay. So that's the CI/CD aspect of DevOps. Okay, what to learn as a starter. Okay, let's put it here. What should I learn? What tool should I start with? What tool to start with? Start with Git and GitHub. Start with Git and GitHub. All right. Those are the tools you need to start off with. Then, what tool should I start with? Yeah, start with Jenkins. Yeah, start with Jenkins and start with Jenkins. GitHub Actions will come as a flare, but if you understand Jenkins very well, you are better off and you are good to go. Okay. Then the fourth tool of category on our list is containerization. Containerization. Okay, containerization and okay, let me keep it simple. Should I add orchestration? Orchestration. All right. So everything today is now running around containers. All right. All of our architecture is now running around containers. So quickly, let me just say something. We have two major types of architecture. Um, let me call it deployment architecture. All right. So on deployment architecture, we have something called monolithic architecture, and we also have what we call microservices, microservices architecture, architecture. Okay. So this is how it is. This is how it is. This guy here. So this is what we have, and this is what we have. Okay, so in deployment architecture, we have monolithic and microservices. So monolithic has to do with um, virtual machines, uh, real life virtual machines. So this architecture, this arc has to do with um, um, PCs, PCs, right? PCs, VMs, etc. Okay, whereas this arc has to do with um, container, containerization, containers. Okay, and quickly for the benefit of those that don't know what container is, let's container Wikipedia. Let's say anything that you wrap. Let's see what container is. Let's see the concept of container. Okay, anything that contains something is a container. Okay, or let me look definition from Google. Let's say container. Okay, enter. And if I go to images, let's see what we have. So this container, all right, something like this. In this box, there are stuffs in it. There are components. There are some ingredients, there are contents. All right, so this is container. All right, so in this container could be machines, could be vehicles, could be anything, anything. All right, so this is container. Container could be plastic that you put in your powder, you put in your milk, your powdered milk, your food stuff. That's container. All right, container. So that same concept is being used in microservices. All right, in microservices architecture. So they're now telling us that in microservices architecture, the concept there is based on what? Containerization, wrapping your source code, wrapping your code in the form of an image, making it as an image and deploying it. All right, all different aspects of the image could be the source code, the databases, everything that has to that makes up that image, you're wrapping it. So by so doing, you are making that image become a container. So the image has content in it. All right. So that's the concept of what? Of container. Okay, this arc has to do with containers. So that is what we have about the deployment architecture. So go back to our category number 4. Okay, let me keep this somewhere. Let me keep it somewhere. Okay, that's there. Now come back. All right, going by what we have. Okay, containerization and orchestration. So basically, we have tools. Okay, let's do a brief wrapping your contents. Uh, is a concept. Is is a concept or an idea where things or stuffs are wrapped, are wrapped, right? Are wrapped up, okay? Are wrapped, okay? Yeah, yeah. The concepts or an idea that describe how things, okay, or an idea that describes how things are wrapped or stuffs are wrapped into um into a body, into a container, into into a body, into a parent body, into, yeah, a parent body. So such concept is termed as container. All right, putting something into something, putting something into something. All right, it's like encapsulation. It's like uh, encapsulation. All right, capsule. Right, capsule. In capsule there are things inside of capsule. So the outer layer of the capsule acts as a container. All right, it's like a capsule. Right. So that's the concept of containerization. Then orchestration is how these containers are deployed. Um, Orchestration is how these containers containers are deployed. Okay, they are deployed. So now let's look at tools. Tools for tools for containers. Um, Tools for containers. All right. So we have few tools. We have Docker. Docker is there. We have LXC. Okay. We have a Podman. All right. We also have these are tools used for building images and containers. We have um, Cryo. Cryo. I think Cryo. That's latest something. Cryo. Let's see. No, sorry. Um, is it Cryo? Cryo. Let's see. Let's come here. Okay, okay. Where is this? A container runtime. It's container. Uh, is it Cryo container runtime? I've forgotten. Cryo container. Let's see. Cryo. Thank you. Cryo. Okay. Cry-O. Cry-O. Yes. So this is supports OCI container images that can pull from any container registry. It is a lightweight alternative to using Docker. Okay. So we have Cryo. Cryo is there. Docker. So these are different um, container building image building tools. These are these are image image container building tools. Okay, all right. Then we also have for orchestration. This for containers. Then tools. Okay, let me do it like this. So that's then most common tool is Docker. Docker is very, very common. And what should I learn? Okay. What should what tool should I start with? What tool should I start with? All right, start with Docker. Start with Docker. Docker is going to do a lot of wonders for you. Then for tools for orchestration, we have Kubernetes, which is the most common, and we have OpenShift, right? We have Docker Swarm, okay, okay. These are orchestration tools, right? But Kubernetes is much more common. All right. What should I learn? What tool should I start with? Start with Kubernetes. Okay, great. Then this is for containerization and orchestration. Then we have the fifth category, which is which is infrastructure, infrastructure as a code, infrastructure as a code. So this is for infrastructure automation. And let's add it to configuration management and configuration management. Okay, so this describes how your infra is being deployed or managed either on premise or on the cloud. Okay, on the cloud. All right, let's go back to the top. Um, let's go back. Let me take this apologies. Okay, let me add. This should be one first. Okay, then this should be 1.1. 1.1. Let me come back here. This should be 1.1. 1.1. Cloud computing. Sorry, I forgot that cloud computing. So in cloud computing, what should you learn? So we have different cloud providers. We have cloud providers. The cloud providers we have Azure, we have AWS, we have GCP. Um, okay, this is from Amazon, Amazon, okay, and this is from Microsoft, okay, and then GCP is from Google. Then we have DigitalOcean. It's from DigitalOcean, DigitalOcean. Then we have OCI. OCI is from Oracle. It's from Oracle. Then we have a lot of cloud providers, but I'm going to stick with the very common ones. Okay, what should I learn? What tool? Okay, what cloud provider should I start with? Okay, Azure and AWS is very common. Azure AWS is very, very common. Okay. Um, Azure AWS is very, very okay. What cloud provider? Which cloud provider should I start with? You can go with either of these three: Azure or AWS or GCP. Either of the three, you can have it can become a if you can become a multi-cloud user, a multi cloud user, that is fine. That is incredible. That is fine. Okay? Yeah, so that was a step I missed. You have to have a good knowledge in either of the cloud providers. Okay? So back to where we were. All right. So this describes how your infrastructure, which is the infrastructure as a code or configuration management, and is and right configuration management. This describes how your infra is being deployed or managed, either on premise or on the cloud. Okay. Okay. So what tools for tools for infrastructure as a code. We call it in short IAC. Tool for infrastructure as a code. So we have Terraform. Okay, there is Terraform. There is ARM templates. This is from HashiCorp. Terraform is from HashiCorp. Is the spelling correct? Let me check, look up the spelling of HashiCorp. Is it Terraform? Terraform. Okay, HashiCorp. Okay. There's no R. There's no R. Terraform HashiCorp. I'm template from Microsoft. Okay. And yeah, I think these are the two major big players in infrastructure as a code. And what tool should I start with? Um, what tool should I start with? Okay, I will advise you learn Terraform. Terraform is, I'll give my reason. Reason why Terraform? Terraform is open to all cloud providers, right? Reason is this. This is my reason. Terraform is open to all cloud providers, but ARM template, ARM template is only used on and with on, comma, and with Microsoft products. Microsoft products. Okay? And with Microsoft products. Okay? So I will suggest, I will advise you learn what Terraform. Okay. Now we move on to the next one, which is configuration management. Tool for config management. Keep it in short, config NGT. All right. Tools, we have Ansible, we have Solve, we have Chef, we have Puppets. Okay. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay. Still back as part of the cloud providers. As part of the cloud providers, we have OpenStack. OpenStack is there. OpenStack is there. OpenStack from Red Hat. Red Hat. Okay. All right. Okay. Tools for configuration management. We have Ansible, Salt, Chef, Puppet. Okay. What tool should I learn? Should I start with? I will advise you go with Ansible. Reason. Ansible. And this is my reason. Ansible does not use agents. Ansible uses SSH for connectivity. Every okay, for connectivity, both on the control node, control PC, okay, a control PC and the slave PCs. The slave PCs. Slave PCs are PCs you you want to manage. You want to manage. Okay. Then every other um, config management tool using um, master agents master slave agents. Uh, okay, meaning they take time, they take too much, too much of time to set up. Okay, all right. But with SSH take no time to set up. Okay, and does not require uh, master slave agents. So that is my reading why I should go with Ansible. Then we now, so that's that about infrastructure and configuration management. So the sixth on our list, the sixth category is monitoring. So on monitoring is about taking a look of what is happening, monitoring your resources. All right. It's about having a proper track of your resources. Okay. To monitor, to all right. Okay. For proper and smooth definition, let's look at monitoring. Observe, check, okay, to check something over a period of time, keep under systematic review, to watch, all right, to watch, having a proper track of your resources, to monitor, okay, to watch, review, okay, that is the concept in monitoring. So what are the tools? Tools for monitoring. So we have tools like which are very common now. We have Prometheus, we have Grafana, we have Nagios, we have there are a lot. This is on the on-premise side. On the cloud side, we have Azure Monitor, we have CloudWatch, etc., etc. There are a lot of tools. So, uh, which is common? Common. Uh, they are all common. They are all common. Then which should I learn? What tool should I start with? Okay, should you start with? Prometheus is fine. Prometheus, Grafana, they go together. Grafana is okay. And if you are an Azure cloud engineer, you should learn Azure Monitor, um, Azure Monitor for Azure engineers. Okay, then Cloud Watch for AWS engineers. Okay, all right. Then we move on to the seventh category, which is logging. Okay, there are other lots. We also have it's just coming in my head now. We have Datadog, 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 etc. Datadog. Okay. Now logging is logging is about um, taking track also of your what is going tracking what is going wrong or what is going right. All right. Okay. Um, a process of tracking what what's in progress, what's in progress, okay, what's in progress. So you keep log of what's in progress. Either you're getting errors or success, success. So with log, you'll be able to track all of these. And then there are tools that enables us tools for logging. All right. So we have Elasticsearch, Elastic Search, Search, right? We have Logstash, okay? Then we have Kibana, Kibana, okay? And we have Fluentd, all right? So all of these they goes by the name as elk and um, e Fluentd, EFK. All right. All right. So they go by the acronym Elastic Logstash Kibana, Elastic Front D, and what Kibana. All right. So what should I learn? You need to learn all of these. You need to learn all of these because they go hand in hand. All right. Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana, they go hand in hand. And okay, common, they are all common. They are all common. Then what tool should I start with? All. All. Okay. I think so far we've been able to do justice on the categories. All right. Let me pull this down. Is causing messy. Okay. The categories of Azure Tools, okay, as a com, what you should learn, and yes, so you can see we have from 1 to 7 category. We have operating system, we have version control, we have CICD, we have containerization and orchestration, we have infrastructure as a code and configuration management, we have monitoring, and we have logging. So all of these are the steps that you need to are the technologies that you need to learn to becoming a full rounded DevOps engineer. However, there are so many tools in DevOps, so many, but these are the common ones to get your hands, to get you started. All right. These are the common ones to get you started up and running in no time. All right. So to start with, your first step is operating system. Please learn Linux operating system. Your 1.1 is cloud computing. After learning your Linux operating system, pick a cloud tool, pick a cloud provider. It could be Azure, it could be AWS, it could be GCP, as the case may be, but these are the common ones. Don't go beyond this. DigitalOcean, Oracle, OpenStack, you can just do it as you want to gain knowledge. All right. But the most common ones is Azure, AWS, and GCP. Okay. Then version control, you have to pick one to start with Git and GitHub. All right. Then you can add as you progress, add GitLab, GitLab as as you advance as you advance in your studies. All right. As you advance in your studies, you can add GitLab. Okay, let me put this below here. Okay, as you advance in your studies. Okay, now for CICD, obviously Jenkins is still the powerhouse. All right, Jenkins is there, and currently there's one we call Tectone. There's one tool, very new tool. It's called Tectone CI. There's Tectone CI. All right, it's coming from Cloud Native Foundation. All right, all right. Tecton is a powerful yet flexible Kubernetes native open source framework for creating continuous integration and delivery. I've heard that this tech tone CI is very rugged. Let me add this here, but I've not tried it. I've not tried it. Tech Tech Tone CI, but I have not tried it. All right, I've not tried it. Okay, so there are a lot. Let's start with Jenkins. Jenkins, containerization and orchestration, you have them all here. And tools, orchestration, these are them. Then infrastructure as a code and configuration management, they are all here. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right, so thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you for your time, and see you in my next episode. We all started from here, and we went this far. As a bonus, let me add a bonus. This is a bonus. This will be bonus. This should be bonus. Okay. DevOps parts. DevOps. There are two kinds of DevOps. Kinds. Kinds of DevOps. There are two kinds. I know what I call them, two kinds of DevOps. We have Azure DevOps. Okay. And we have the traditional DevOps. I call it traditional DevOps. Okay, this traditional DevOps is more like an open source DevOps. Open source DevOps. You could view it like that. All right. So this is how I came about all of these, because Azure DevOps is same concepts, everything is same, but is different. You do everything on Azure. All right, everything is done in Azure. Okay, with same concepts. Okay, but everything is done in Azure. Okay, your repos, your build, your boards, your pipelines, everything. Okay, is done in Azure, and this is open source. Um, same concept as Azure DevOps, same concept as Azure DevOps, but everything is open. Everything is open. It's open source. Free tools, free tools, free tools, generally available tools, etc. Okay, free tools, generally available. Okay, so this this is a bonus. Okay, this is a bonus, and I want to thank you all specially for your patience and your time. Please kindly like this video, share, and remain blessed. Thank you, and have a nice day.